Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Yoga for Everybody session today. My name is Skyla Ramirez. Let's get started. Let's take our feet out to the width of the hips or bring them in just a little more so that they're more in alignment with your pelvis bones. We're going to lift our shoulders up, pull the shoulders back and open the palms of the hands forward. Then reach down towards the edges of your feet. From here, try pulling the kneecaps up. Pull the muscles up in the pelvic floor and lower the chin enough so that an egg could roll off your head. Keeping the neck in alignment with the spine. On the next inhale, let's circle sweep the arms up and overhead, pressing the palms in towards each other. As we exhale, take the palms forward, circle sweep the arms back and around. Let's try that just a few more times. Inhale, circle sweep up. Big breath in through the nose as much as possible. Exhale, circle, sweep back. Exhale from your throat as if you're going to fog a mirror. Let's try this a few more times. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, take it back and around. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, back and around. Just one more. Big inhale in through the nose. And then exhale like you're fogging a mirror. Let's take both arms up and overhead, placing the fingers and inverting the palms, pressing up towards the sky. Take a moment and just check in with the shoulders, the neck, and the head. If you're noticing any tenderness, if your body is expressing any discomfort to you, maybe bring the hands more in front of the body for the next few stretches. From wherever you are, lean just a little bit over to the right. So we could be doing this with the palms up or the palms in front of the body, just leaning ever so gently over to the right, and then turning our head to gaze over to the right armpit or just to the right side of the body. Let's inhale mostly into the upper left lung, pulling up the left rib and the left armpit, exaggerating the breath under that left armpit region. Exhale from the throat. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring it to center. From here, pressing up at neutral, leaning it over to the left, just with maybe just a very conservative range of motion, feeling as if we're able to still actively pull up and out of the spine with the body. Turning our gaze over to the left as we inhale, we're exaggerating our breath in the upper right lung. Breathing deep into that upper right lung, pressing the breath up against the sides of your ribs and armpit. Exhale from the throat. At least one or two more like that. And exhale, one more big breath in. Let's bring it to center, reaching both arms straight up overhead, stepping our left foot back a casual stride and bending the right knee. So no matter where you are with this, if you happen to have a yoga mat today, you can be really positioned anywhere you want. Just making sure that we have a healthy bend in that right knee while the left leg stays straight behind us. From here, we're taking our right hand straight ahead of the body as if we're going to shake hands with someone. Then we'll circle that arm back and around, reaching up. Exhale, take it down, circle back. Inhale, top of the breath, little exaggerated reach. Exhale, down and around. Inhale, reach it up. This time, let's pat ourselves on our shoulder or back with that right hand. Circle the left arm back and around, and let the knuckles of the left hand rest by the low back, or maybe put the left hand on the hip. So with this particular movement, noticing any sensations in the neck or shoulder that might signal discomfort, and maybe lower the elbow if you're feeling any discomfort in your neck or shoulder. With that left leg back and right arm up, we're stretching through the left hip, pushing down and back through that left heel, and then we're pulling up and out of that right armpit. Imagine that left hip is pushing back a little bit as we press down into the left heel, and then maybe feel as if that right shoulder blade is pulling back so that we're able to stretch the muscles that go from the inside of the left hip, across the belly, up to the right armpit. Breathing mostly into the upper right lung here. Big inhale. And exhale. Option to close the eyes at any time, giving your body an opportunity to tune into its own unique center of gravity. As soon as we close the eyes, we might feel a little wobbly, we might feel a little off balance. That's okay. This is how the body learns to balance a little better. One more inhale. And exhale. Let's let the right hand come down to that right hip or waist. Option to straighten and bend that right leg a few times. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, little bend. Just a couple more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straightening that right leg. Let's bring our arms forward as if we're shaking hands. Circle the arms back and around, letting the knuckles rest by the low back. Having the option to lace the fingers together and maybe even make a fist and press that fist behind the tailbone. From here, let's exaggerate the breath in the center of the chest. Inhaling, pulling up the ribs, allowing the chest and the ribs to protrude forward and up, and opening the throat. Exhale, allowing all of those muscles to soften and relax. Just a few more like this. This is actually creating almost like a standing abdominal crunch with a back bend. So not only strengthening the spine, but strengthening the core and helping with a little bit of detox. Inhale into the center chest, pull up the ribs, open the throat, and then exhale, let those ribs come down. Just a couple more. Roll the breath up to the heart and across the chest. Let it go and relax your jaw. Big inhale and exhale. From here, let's step forward, taking the feet together with just a little bit of space between the heels. Inhaling, bringing the arms straight up overhead. Let's press our palms together. Exhale, draw the thumbs down to the center of the chest. Inhaling in place. Exhale, start to bend the knees and push the hips back, keeping a flat back while we're here. Inhale, arms coming straight up and overhead. Exhale, bringing the hands down towards the heart, pushing the hips back, keeping a flat back. Just one more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, coming down, pressing the hips back, low back strengthener, and also upper hip and leg strengthener. Inhale, let's reach it up, opening the palms of the hands, stepping the feet to the width of your hips, Stepping our right foot back this time, keeping the right leg straight. We're bending the left knee. From here, circling that left arm back and around. Bring it all the way around, reaching it up, keeping an active bend in the left knee. Circle around with the left hand, maybe even following or tracing the movement of that left hand and allowing the trunk of the body to also flow with that movement, just as a natural extension of that rotator cuff circle. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Let's fold the left hand up, and then we can pat ourselves on the back. Maybe lower the elbow if there's any pain in that rotator cuff or shoulder. Let's circle our right hand back, taking the thumbs to the low back, or maybe the right hand onto the right hip. So left arm is either going to stay open or a little down. Right hand is either on the hip or tucked into the low back. The left knee stays bent. From here, we're imagining that right hip is being pulled back a little bit. And then we're going to counter that pull by drawing the left elbow and shoulder back, stretching from the inside of the right hip across the belly button up to the left armpit and shoulder. Let's lower the chin enough so an egg can roll off our head, breathing mostly into the upper left lung. Exhaling from the throat, big sighs of relief. At least one more big breath here. And exhale. Let's take our left hand away from the body and down to the low back, or hands to the hips. Straightening our left leg. Inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, left leg straighten. Exhale, bend. Option to close the eyes so that we're able to work just a little bit of a balance challenge into this. One more time to bend and straighten. Straightening our left leg, either keeping the hands at the waist or letting the knuckles to the low back, maybe even lacing the fingers and pressing a fist away from the back. Wherever we are with those hands, let's start to lift the chin just a little bit. And as we inhale, breathing into the chest, pulling up through the ribs and the sternum, opening the throat. Then exhale, soften through the ribs and the belly and relax the head forward. At least 3 more like this. Inhale, nice big lift. Exaggerating the inhale, bow out the chest. Exhale, relax, creating almost like an abdominal crunch to flush out the toxins. And exhale. Last one, big breath in. And exhale. From here, let's bend our left knee, stepping forward, touching our toes together, keeping a little space between the heels, revisiting our flowing chair. Inhale, circle sweeping. Exhale, palms to the heart, hips pressing back, flat back. 2 more. Exhale. Last one. And exhale. Let's add on to this. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the thumbs to the chest, standing tall. And now just think of swiveling at the waist, twisting to the left, keeping the thumbs glued into the sternum. As we twist to the left, naturally there's going to be a little tug from the left shoulder to the right hip. Think of pressing your right hip back while pulling that left shoulder back. And then maybe bring the thumbs over by the left shoulder or armpit, looking over the left shoulder. Continuing to press the right hip back. Left shoulder pulls back, creating a nice big twist from the left shoulder to the front right hip. Inhaling, let's bring it to center, bring the thumbs overhead. Exhale, bring it to center, thumbs to the heart. Inhaling in place. On the exhale, swiveling at the waist, twisting to the right. Naturally, as we twist to the right, the muscles are going to pull on that left hip. So to counter that, we are pressing our left hip back, and then pulling the right shoulder back, drawing the thumbs over towards the right armpit and looking over the right shoulder. If you want, you can experiment with a little detox technique here. We call it the belly lock, but the easiest way to do it is to just act surprised. Try exhaling all the way. Now, 1, 2, 3, surprise. Pulling the navel in and up, twist a little more. And now slowly come out of that twist. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, thumbs to the chest. From here, let's add in that little twist again, over to the left. Pulling that right hip back, thumbs to the left armpit. And now bend the knees and start to push the hips back, coming into what we call a twisting chair. Hips are back, back is flat, twisting towards the left. Inhale, coming up to center. Exhale, thumbs to the chest, twisting to the right, pushing the hips back. Thumbs are going over to the right armpit and shoulder. Inhale, center, just one more each side. Lots of twisting, flushing out the intestines and the gut region, getting our bodies ready for a possible feast coming our way, right? Possibly. So want to make sure that we have enough room in there to absorb nutrients and pecan pie. Inhale, bring it up to center, big breath in. Exhale, come down, little twist over to the right. Inhaling center, big breath in. Exhale, lower the hands down. Let's take the feet out just a little wider than the hips. We're going to dig a little deeper into the intestinal tract and also into the pancreas and into the liver. Having both our toes forward, our foundation is just a little wider than the hips. Hopefully this creates some comfort, less tension in your low back. Let's keep our left foot forward. Pick up the right toe, pivot on the heel, and turn the right toe out to the side. So we have our left toe facing forward, right toe out. From here, we'll just bend that right knee and then straighten the leg a few times, checking in with our right knee, finding a sweet spot for the knee so that we're able to establish as much comfort as possible in that right leg. So it might be a deep bend. It could be a straight leg. It could be somewhere in between, as long as we've established as much comfort as possible. From here, let's take our right arm out, reach out over that right knee and just start to push the energy over into that left hip, opening up this side left hip joint. As we inhale, we're opening up the side waist and ribs. Exhale, lower the right hand down onto your right thigh, supporting the spine. Inhaling, taking the left arm up, positioning the hand as if you're waving towards someone walking towards you, and maybe rotate the palm just a little bit, just like you're going to unscrew a light bulb, just a tiny bit of rotation from here. As we inhale, let's pull that left shoulder back and press the right shoulder forward, creating a little bit of a twist at the waistline here. Imagine you're holding on to 100 helium balloons, creating a sensation of a lift out of the rib cage. Looking up to strengthen the head and the neck. Big inhale, reach. And now exhale, lower that left hand. Let's push off of our right thigh. Both hands to the waist to establish a steady foundation. Turning our right toe forward. Finding our foundation with both toes forward. Feet are at a comfortable distance. Let's lift our left toe and pivot it out. Left toe is out to the side, right toe is forward. Bending and straightening the left leg a few times, getting some of the healthy fluids moving around the knee joint, the feet, and the ankles. Again, finding that place where you feel that there is the most comfort. So knees are unique creatures. Sometimes, there's just an ache that can kind of linger as these seasons are changing. So experimenting with the range of motion, notice what feels the best for now? It may not be perfect, that's okay. Let's extend the left arm out, palm facing down, allowing our hips to sway over to the right. Maybe even imagine your tailbone is angling back to the right heel. Let's reach our left arm out and over the left knee. From here, maybe taking the left hand down onto your left thigh. As we inhale, drawing the right shoulder back and pressing the left shoulder forward, creating a little bit of a twist in the gut and the belly. Inhaling, taking the right arm up. Imagine that you're waving at someone walking towards you, so we get a nice neutral position in that shoulder joint. Now imagine that you're going to screw in a light bulb, creating a little bit of a rotation with that right hand. Inhaling, lifting up and out of the rib cage, looking up, strengthening the neck and the head. Breathe mostly into that upper right lung. Big inhale. Exhale, soften. One more big breath in, reach. And now exhale, relax. Let's lower the right hand down to the waist or hip. Push off of the left thigh to slowly come up. Turning our left toe forward, moving into just a small detox for the kidneys and the adrenal glands. These are the organs that can be most negatively impacted during the holiday season or during periods of high stress. So to work with this, find your feet open to a comfortable stance. It can be wider than the hips, or it can be a little more narrow if that's more comfortable. We're keeping the knees soft without locking out the legs. From here, begin to push your tailbone back, shifting the weight into the front of the foot and only coming forward maybe 10, 20% of your body's effort, not too much effort here. We could always walk the hands down onto our thighs, maybe slide the hands past the knee joints if you want to come down just a little further. No matter where we are with this, let's just take a moment to shake the head yes. Hang the head loose like a rag doll, and now turn the head left and right. To protect our backs coming out of this pose, let's soften our knees, turn the heels in, and draw the hands up onto the thighs. Straightening our arms to prop up the spine, and then walking the hands up, being kind to our blood pressure. Let's shake out the legs and shake out the arms. All right, let's take this into a little bit of cupping. We have been focusing on a few other techniques to boost the immune system this month. Take your hands and create this sort of a cup shape. It's the same movement with the hands as if you were going to try to scoop to drink water. That's the movement with the hands. So the main thing with cupping is we pat lightly, and we always pat in towards the heart or towards your stomach. So you can do a gentle, almost like a gentle stroking motion for this, or you can do an actual pat. Today, we're going to actually do the pat. So I have my arm out, starting at the wrist. We're just going to gently pat all the way up to the shoulder joint. And now flip the palm over, starting at the wrist, patting all the way into the shoulder joint. Doing the other side, right arm out from the wrist up to the shoulder, palm up, wrist to the shoulder. And now take the hands and pat on the soft spots that are just below your collarbones. Take it out a little further. Lift the left arm up. From the armpit, pat down under the rib to the belly button. Other side. Under the armpit, around the rib to the belly button. Good. Take the feet out. Little bend in the knees. Both hands are going to go to the insides of the knees. Let's pat up onto the inner thigh, crease of the pelvis, up to the gut. One more time with that one. From the inner knee, patting up, upper thigh, and belly button. Good. From here, relax everything. Our final movement in closing today to work with lymphatic drainage is in the face, the head, and the neck. And this one's a little different. So I'm going to get a little bit closer to the camera. That way you're able to see me. We're taking our pinky fingers down on the sides of the chin. Our ring fingers are going along the crease of the smile line. Our middle fingers are curling in to push against the bone, the upper cheekbone by the eye. And then the index fingers are coming up above your eyebrows. And you're just going to pull up a little bit to kind of animate the eyebrows. From here, pull back a little bit with all the fingertips. This is a real yoga technique. I promise I didn't make this up. I know some of the things look really made up in yoga. Yeah, y'all are lucky this is being recorded. This is called Brahmari, which means the bumblebee breath. Together, we can take one big breath in, and then we're going to hum until we run out of breath. Let's try it one time. Big inhale, and now hum. Let's do it one more time and we'll add on to it. So this time, take your thumbs and push them into that small flap of skin. You're going to push the thumb onto that small flap of skin, and don't do it just yet because you may not be able to hear me. But what this does is it helps to seal in that vibrational resonance from the humming. And the purpose of this is it helps to loosen any sinus drainage or any lymphatic drainage that might be affecting swelling or even allergies. So finding our position with our fingers, closing the ears, one big breath, and hum. Once you move through that sequence, it may not feel quite right to talk or move for a few moments. Another thing that this technique is used for is to create order and peace. It invokes that sense of balance into our lives. I thank you so much for joining me today in our Yoga for Everybody session. Please remember to join me next Monday and Wednesday for our Yoga for Everybody. From here, we can bow in closing. Namaste, everyone. Go have a beautiful day. Ta-da!